What's going on, guys? This is David Strikes First, and I'm coming at you with my first video on the YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing freelance MMA journalism, mainly focusing on the UFC, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, or BKFC, and RiyadhSeason boxing. Now, all three of these I'm very passionate about. I really do love these sports. Why you should listen to me is I do have a black belt in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. It's similar to BJJ, but there's quite a few differences. And also, being a black belt in each one, it varies from sport to sport. Like in basic grappling, some moves you can't use from Japanese Jiu-Jitsu in a BJJ tournament, but a lot of them you can. So it all depends. Someone that you would know of that is a Japanese Jiu-Jitsu guy is Michael Bisping. He's really good at it. And he's a former champion, so definitely awesome. But if you guys are interested in joining me on this journey, please like and subscribe. Share the channel with a friend. I'd really appreciate it. And I'm excited to have you all along here with me. Now, a little bit of info about me. I am a bodybuilder. I like guns. And I like combat sports, period. I'm also a girl dad. Shout out to Charles Johnson, Energy. You will be a champ. I will see that happen. I'm praying you get it in 2025. This is your year, man. You just got to hustle and beat people up. That's what you're good at, man. So shout out to you. I just recently saw Terrence McKinney is going to be a girl dad as well. So I just want to say shout out to him as well. I'm very proud of him. It's a very huge accomplishment, but it's not something you should do without having your stones in order. And what I mean by that is a lot of us don't have time to plan to be parents, but when you can and you find the right person to have kids with, it really makes a difference. But I wanted to go over this UFC Fight Night card. We've been without MMA for a bit, and so I'm very excited for this, even if it is an Apex card. Sometimes I like the Apex cards better because you can hear the hits, you can hear the corners better because the crowd isn't super loud in there, and it's just a little bit different, but it's nice to hear the sounds of, leg kicks, head kicks, just straight up jabs. Some of them sound like a rock, like you're throwing a rock at a wall or something. So anyways, I want to get into it. Mackenzie Dern facing Amanda Ribas, number 6 against number 8. It's a pretty good ranking matchup. There's a lot of ways that this could go. I know Amanda Ribas won their first fight, so I am excited to see this. And who doesn't want to see Mackenzie Dern compete? Shout out to the Peaches in Georgia. But let's get into it. I'm rooting for Mackenzie Dern, but I see there's a lot of ways for Amanda Ribas to get it done. She's got cleaner striking, but there's been a couple weird things that I've been seeing lately. Like on ESPN, no one informed Chael Sonnen about Mackenzie Dern being back with striking coach Jason Perillo. She is back with him, and that was verified on the Jackson podcast during the Michael Bisping episode. And so, Uncle Chael, you need to hire someone that pays attention to this sport because you're not getting info, and you should be getting info. You're the undisputed champ for a reason. But I just want to say, Chael Sonnen, hire someone that knows what they're doing because you missed that point on good guy versus bad guy. Now, on to the co-main event, Santiago Ponzinibbio. I see him with the veteran experience in this. I know he's had a couple bad matchups lately, but Carlson Harris hasn't had the level of competition that Santiago has faced. So I really see Santiago getting it done. Now, anything can happen in MMA, so I'm very excited for this fight as well. It could be a fight of the night. It depends on how they play it. Another fight of the night is Cesar Almeida versus Abdul Razak Al Hassan. Cesar Almeida is a very heavy favorite, but Abdul does have some knockout power. If he connects with a decent strike, a beautiful check left hook, he could put anyone's light out. So I really think that could be fight of the night as well. So there's a few fights to be keeping your eye on besides the main event and co-main event. Now we got Chris Action Man Curtis facing off against Roman Kopylov. This is a middleweight bout. I see Chris Curtis counter striking a lot more in this with his beautiful, clean boxing. The one thing that I see Roman Kopylov doing, or a lot of us just call him Russian Chase Hooper, we see him bringing the fight to Chris Curtis. Now, that can be good or bad because Chris Curtis has some mean, nasty hooks, and I see him getting a beautiful overhand right. But it all depends on how Chris Curtis wants to play it, and same with Roman Kopylov. Now we got Christian Rodriguez versus Austin Bashi. Now, Austin Bashi is a contender that literally just came off Dana White's Contender Series like 4 months ago. And they were comparing him to like an American version of Khabib. I don't know how right that is. I did see the matchup, but I think it's too soon to be saying that. I think it's just Dana White promoting. But C-Rod has gotten it done before. And so I see him getting this win, possibly. Now, Punahele Soriano, which is also a teammate of Chris Curtis. Their coach is Eric Nixick out of Extreme Couture in Las Vegas. And he is facing Uros Mitic. And this is going to be the fight of the night that I'm keeping my eye on mainly. This is the one where I see them getting it done. I'd like to hear what you guys think on some of these matchups. What are you most excited for? Or are you just excited for Mackenzie Dern's beautiful Georgian peaches? But I would want to go down here some more. The prelims are actually pretty good. Not a lot of people shout out the prelims. We got Jose Johnson versus Felipe Bunes. That's a flyweight bout. I see Johnson getting it done. Last time I saw him, his striking was super clean. And Felipe, sometimes he quits or just doesn't have the right mentality. I don't want to say quits because it sounds like a negative thing. But a lot of this comes down to confidence and mentality. Just how tough are you? Marco Tulio versus Ihor Potieria. I think Marco can get this done. Ihor's been on a downhill slide for the last 3 fights that I've watched of his. So I'd say Marco Tulio gets it done. Thiago Moises from Brazil. It's a lightweight bout versus Trey Ogden. Now, a lot of the people see this differently. Trey Ogden's an underdog, but he's really good at strategically planning how he's going to grapple and possibly submit his opponents. So I would go for a submission by Trey Ogden, maybe in round 2, round 3. Then we got Preston Parsons. He's pretty early in prelims, but it's a really good fight to look out on versus Jacoby Smith. Now, Jacoby is a 550 favorite. I think that would be a really good, if you are a betting man or woman, I say definitely go for Preston Parsons because that's a crazy underdog and he's actually pretty good. His stand-up's real nice and clean and he can wrestle. It's a welterweight bout. And then we got the women's flyweight bout. We got Ernesta Caricate versus Nicole Cagliari. I don't really have too much to say about this. I haven't seen them fight recently. You guys could correct me if I'm wrong if they just fought like a couple months ago, but I don't remember watching this girl's matchup. Sometimes I'm not watching them. No offense, but sometimes I'm just busy with my toddler. And this is a fight where I can walk away and make sure she has dinner cooked, make sure she has lunch cooked, and come back. Also, I got a light heavyweight bout, which this one actually could be fireworks. It depends on how they play it. Magomed, I can't say his last name. Gaziasulov, I think is how you say it. But you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Versus Bruno Lopez. Now, Bruno Lopez, he can bang, but he's a slight underdog in this. So maybe this guy's just better at wrestling. Fatima Klein versus Victoria Dudikova. I don't see this fight going I guess they could go the distance, but I think Fatima will just find a way to submit her. This girl always gets submitted. And then we got the curtain jerker. It's a lightweight bout. Nurullo Aliyev versus Joe Selecki. And that's pretty crazy that he's the opening fight. But I actually see this guy from Tajikistan actually winning this bout if he wrestles. He just puts him down and does some hammer fist, puts him in a crucifix and just ground pounds him, kind of like Khabib style. I'd say that's the best way to go about it. We got a couple more exciting things to go over. We'll have the pay-per-view card next week that I'm going to be previewing, UFC 311. And then I also want to be covering Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship later on this month. So be looking forward to that. I'd like to hear from you guys. My Twitter is David Strikes First, just like the YouTube channel. I'd like to see your support. Please comment, subscribe, like, do all those things. And I can't wait to hear from you more. Take care.